Alrighty, Doctor from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Alright, skip whatever that ad is. Alright, there we go. Oh, I got another ad. I'm getting lots of ads on mine. That's cool. Alright, there we go. And as you can see, we're looking at the dollar index this morning. And as usual, we are going to be, now it's a new usual. The new. What we're going to do is we're going to take also a look at options. We are now moving into the time period of where the webinar does combination of looks at currencies and looks at what an option is and why it works and how it works and what you don't, everything you wanted to know about options, but you're afraid to ask. How's that? Sounds like a real advertisement there. Everything you wanted to know about options, but you were afraid to ask. How's that? I like that a lot. I had to say it twice. It just sounds so funny. Sometimes I crack myself up. Anyhow, let's go over and look at the dollar index. You can see it on our new platform that we're playing around with, or beta testing it, right there. And you see the dollar keeps on climbing for a specific reason, just like it's climbing on, what is that? Why is there a microphone all of a sudden showing me no microphone? What's that mean? Did I turn something on or off? I don't know. What is that? Why is that on there? Bid ask. And the microphone. There's a microphone? Let me just double check to make sure I hear me on the YouTube. Do I hear me now? Yeah, I hear me. I don't know why that speaker. That speaker thing has kicked on, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Can anybody out there hear me? I imagine you can. But see that little speaker thing is right there. Is there a speaker thing? Anyways, you can see the dollar index is rising. And I imagine someone will tell us that they can hear me. I know I can hear me. And that's on a different computer. So that's kind of good. What else is there? So yes, you can see the reason out of this whole logic why things are going up is because interest rates are rising. Just inching up, piece by piece, inch by inch. But the markets are getting comfortable with the idea that we are towards the top end of the range. And then the question is, well, how long will that range last? And that's, I'm assuming, when you think about the way things work in Washington through only politics, that would make sense that they would want to see the interest rates come down going into, say, August or July. In other words, the first half of the year where the election comes. They'd say, well, hey, look at this. We're bringing down interest rates. We're brilliant. Vote for us again. Not. But anyway, that is the way it seems to be playing out there. All right. So, and what we can do is we can do this too. Let's throw the bond future on, just to get a flavor of it. It's trading in the 4.8 area now. Last I saw, and that is, I think that's like, is it ZB? There's Brent. BZF maybe? Let's see. That looks like Brent oil. Okay, so it's a B. I know it's one of the B's. Let's go higher. If that's the BZF, there must be another B. There it is, ZBF. I think that's what it is. There's the bond. And as you can see, the bond is making a low right there. So that pressure is on there. Just double checking. Anybody can hear me? Testing 1, 2. Wow, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just making sure I can hear me on the computer that I'm coming in on. But I am not sure if I just see that little symbol up there claiming that. Let's see if I can turn that off on some level. Doesn't seem to want to let me to. Let's see what that does again. Tools background, show 3 levels, auto column. Nah. Not sure what that's all about, but I'm not going to worry about it. But so I can bounce back and forth as long as everybody hears me. Robin, yep, Robin says he hears me. Oh, what was that about? I saw the email. I thought I sent the 3 things over correctly. Did everything go to him correctly? For number 4? Is it number 4? I think it was number 4. Let's just shift over to here real quick and look at the dollar index. Yep, not there like that, but the dollar index right there. And then I can double check on the cent. For G, right? Number 4, right? Yeah, BG. So beans, corn, and silver. But I saw an email this morning. It said his name, and it said beans, corn, around 754. I sent 4. I sent 3 beans. And I didn't send the other 2 because I double checked it. And let me just double check it there and view, and it has all 4 on it. Yeah, like that. Say close. So you're saying I sent 3 beans over and that's it? Forget about it? Okay, good. Because I double checked it. It was all right. Now I just got to make sure I don't turn something off here. How do I do this? No, let's minimize that. Minimize that. And then put that back up, and then I can close it. Not that. That. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. I'm back to normal. Here it comes again. There we are. So you can see here the dollar index is climbing. And let's see, you sent 4. Forget about it. Okay. All right. And then from there we go over to where are we at now. So let's take a look at the bond also on the older platform that we've been using. And you can see it right there. You know, making more new lows. It's at something like a 16-year high. I think someone said that to me, 17-year high. So we haven't seen the 30-year bond this high since the George Bush years. No, George Herbert Walker Bush. George Herbert Walker Bush? Yeah. Or George Walker Bush, the son. And I think 2005, 2000, would that make sense? Yeah, it's like 2006 or right around the Obama. Yeah, because, yes, exactly, right around there. So it's a while since we've seen interest rates this high on a 30-year. And that's, to me, that's a 5%, 4.75%, 5% 30-year bond is fine with me. I mean, the low end, 3.5%, that's cool. But I grew up in an era where they were in the 3s and the 4s, and they ran to the 21%, yeah, and then fell back slowly over the decades. So we saw 20 and 21%. It was pretty ugly. All right. So now we go back to the dollar index again. Right there. So that's the pressure we're seeing on it. And that's why we're seeing pairs trades. Let's go over and take a look at the euro. And we will discuss options when someone wants to talk about options. We will start options, and if not, we'll hold it for the last 15 minutes and talk about options. Okay? Either way, I can start options now. I can start it then. I just need somebody to say they want me to start talking about options. All right. And so back to the dollar again right there. And you can see it here. You see that pressure on it. So that's why we're seeing that pressure overall. So let's go over to the euro now and take a peek at the euro, because the euro, I'm sure, is doing the same exact thing. It is heading down, 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 down against the dollar. It's losing against the dollar right there. Matter of fact, I saw today someone actually mentioned in the news this morning that the ruble had broken 100 again. So it's like 100 ruble. So a ruble now is 1 penny. Can you imagine? At one time it was 25 cents. There were 4 ruble to a dollar. I mean, look at Turkey. Turkey's kind of fallen in the same direction. What's up with these countries? Can't they figure out what to do about economics? I'm not sure. So there is the euro. You see the euro is... Let's scrunch that a little bit more and see when's the last time we saw that. That's like a 6 month or 7 month or 8 month. What is that? It's broken that on back in March. So we're at 104 in March. We got down to 107. Let's tighten it up a little bit more. That is the all-time. Is that the all-time low? Let's just move it over a little bit more. No, there's the all-time low on the screen now. You can see that. Let's see if we can scrunch this up a little bit more. Yeah, there we are. So there's the all-time low back in what was that September of 28. It almost made it into October. Made all-time lows of the euro. Everybody would say to me, Doc, when is it going to break the 1? It's like, well, when we're in a weekly sell. We were in a weekly sell from here, and it broke it. So that's what I always say. We live... Oh, you can't see that. Let's see if we can do that again. There it is. There's the weekly sell right there. We went into the weekly sell there, and after a couple of weeks, a month and a half, it found its way down to all-time lows, broke the 1. And, it's like, Doc's... we live and die by our math every day here. And we're so proud to be able to do that. It gives us great comfort to know that, we're not faking it. It's real. It's live. And not many market technicians will be that live every day consistently. We do it 5 days a week here, live for an hour. And so anybody can go, Doc, you're it's wrong. You're faking it. It's like, well, no, there it is. We can go back and look at history, and you can see our lines are still sitting there today. The data's not sitting in there anymore on a weekly basis, but the daily is. It's showing you that all-time low. And here we are. We're barely just getting down to the 50 percentile. I guess that's where we're heading, that 103-ish area, and maybe they'll do a bounce. It could take weeks to get into that 103 area, and that would put us going into November, and then and that might be the last of the interest rate increases. We're thinking there's 2 quarter points to come, but we know one thing is that more than likely the November one will come. And is it the November one? So yeah, it's like, or is it the end of? I think it's the first couple days of November. So that'll come. Maybe that'll drive the euro into the 103 area, and then people will start to anticipate there's only 1 quarter increase left. They'll start speculating on the upside. In other words, markets like to speculate and push forward. So that might be the whole recipe of it all in the end. All right. So from there, you can see the weekly. We've been in the weekly. Now we'll just slide back for a better view. There it is right there. And so we've been in a daily sell now for weeks. And we've been in a weekly sell for months. Since the beginning of August. And here we are going into October. So it's been most of the month of August, all the month of September, and now we're going into October, and we're still in a weekly sell. And you can see here, it has no interest to shift gears. Let's put it up on J4X too. Not J4X. We got it up on J4X. You can see it right there. You can see the fast is at 18, the slow is at 27, the pressure is on. That's the daily. Let's see what the weekly looks like. It probably looks just like our work. And that's why we have the Manhattan, conjecture, I guess you could call it. That's our indicators combined together, like 3 different indicators, and we call that the Doc's Manhattan indicator. And so, named after the great scientists that built the nuclear bomb, since they were the ones that were playing around with these concepts back then, when they weren't putting up with when Mr. Oppenheimer wasn't yelling at them. They were playing with the New York Stock Exchange with the computer out in Stony Brook, and then when Mr. Oppenheimer told them to stop what they're doing, they would stop what they're doing, and they would run calculations for the nuclear project and go back and forth. Hey, Giannis, are they working on putting the Manhattan indicator up where we have a button we can go right to Manhattan indicator? That would be cool. Doc's Manhattan indicator. I like the name. Let's see what else we got going on here. That's pretty much it. Interest rates are rising slowly and softly, and so it's putting pressure on all the pairs trades. All right, from there, and we'll start up. What we'll do is I'll wait for some. As it all looks fine, we'll add a notification. I got no time to chat. Marketing has me reviewing promo articles. Sounds good to me. You keep on marching, and we will catch you on the flip side. But nice for you to stop in and say hi. Howdy, y'all. Yano stopped in to say, hey, howdy, y'all. All right, now let's jump over to cable. And what we will do, traders, if anybody wants to stop me, and we can go into options. If not, we'll go into options at the end. This way you can see all our algorithms and which direction everything is being pushed. And as you learn about options and binaries, then you can commingle our work with that. And you can go that way. And so there is no, that's the wrong cable. Where's cable at? Cable USD right there. There it is. And there's the cable. Same thing. Cable's been driving south. It's losing against the dollar. Put it right there. Oh, and did I put it up on the new platform? I did not. I wanted to put the euro up on the platform and show you how it's functioning correctly. Where is that at? That is... we'll find it in a sec. Where is it at? There's Euro GBP. Nope, that's not it. It's like I think it's like a ZE or something like that. F. It's the futures contract. Because we're not getting data yet correctly from the other. Let's see. 6LF. No. Rubles. 6B. No. BZF. No. There's Canadian. No. Not there. Maybe that's it. That's it, right there. So you can see there, the product is heading down the same way that the. Oh, you can't see that. Let's just show it to you. See the same way, the pressure days and days and days in a sell, just like this is days, days, days in a sell, and the weekly's been in weeks upon weeks upon weeks in a sell. And you go over here to J4X, and there it is again. Weeks upon weeks upon weeks in a sell. Down, 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 down. Down she goes. Where she stops, only the doc knows. All right. Now, from there, we go over to cable. Let's do cable. Gobble, gobble. And there's cable right there. Same as the euro. And let's put it up over here. Now, this one lets us do cash, I believe. We actually get data feed for it for whatever reason. But we actually get... And could that be it also? Let's see. No, that's the 30-year bond. Let's see if we can put that on here. It's going to be like right there. It is right there. Same situation. Pressure upon pressure upon pressure. Weeks upon weeks upon weeks. Down she goes, and then we slide over to the older platform. That's the beta platform. And you can see there, same situation, pushing down, had the same hump right there. That same hump. And that's the weekly. Let's put the daily in there. You'll see the same thing on J4X. There's the hump, little hump that kicked in, and down, down, down she goes. So, that, again, we've talked about this for months now here, not just weeks, but months, that we know that the market is slowly getting used to the idea that the interest rates are rising. And that's really what it comes down to. It takes, they're not exactly trusting the Fed. I mean, the Fed walked around for a year and a half almost saying inflation is transitory. Then it ran from 1.5% to 10%. So money managers are not so quick to accept when the Fed says, hey, don't worry about it, we're all good here. They don't trust that, and I don't blame them. Money managers don't have government jobs, and so they got to keep their investors happy, or they get sued, or they end up losing the capital that the investors have put into them. So that's why you see this battle that's constantly going on between the Federal Reserve and the money managers. They don't want to trust it. They have no interest in trusting the Federal Reserve. All right. So from there, we go over to the Swiss. There's the Swiss. And that Swiss is doing the same thing. It's lifting up. We've seen it go from the 85s to the 92s now. And let's put it up on J4X. Right there. And you see that strength. And it doesn't seem to want to let go, and it's not going to let go. Oh, Robin says the Fed is transitory. Touche, Robin. I agree. That's exactly what's going on there. It's transitory, too. I mean, it's been doing some of the screwier things. Powell was half decent under Trump. Not a lot, but half decent, I would say. Since he's been with Biden, I mean, he's flat out goofy. Matter of fact, I heard, I heard somebody look at the Treasury. We call Treasury Secretary. You call him a finance minister in the parliamentary systems. And our Treasury Secretary is Mrs. Yellen, who used to be head of the Federal Reserve. And she talked such a game under Trump, and how she was, worried about these things. But as the real power position for her is the Treasury, being head of the Treasury. And so she becomes head of the Treasury, and instead of doing all the things she said she would do as Fed chair, she doesn't do them and she blames the treasurer at the time. She was blaming Mnuchin, and she was blaming them and saying, oh, they don't do the work that they could do, and they could straighten us all out. So then she becomes Treasury Secretary, and she doesn't do it. Matter of fact, not only didn't she do it, she takes the opposite direction. She starts doing everything wrong, which is really odd. So she has really lost a lot of her credentials. A lot of people really surprised how bad a Treasury Secretary she is when she talked as Fed chairman about doing all these things. And then she becomes Treasury Secretary, and she goes the opposite direction, and she does even more damaging things. So it's been very odd. The whole thing has been very odd. It's like Biden's got a spell. He must have a wand. This is like Harry Potter. He's with Voldemort. He's with the name that should be not named. He's the person that should not be named. He waves his wand and makes everybody in his cabinet do stupid things. It's very strange. All right. Anyhow, that is the Swiss. Do we have the Swiss up on here? Excuse me. Let's put the Swiss up there and switch it over. And there's the Swiss right there. Just as you see it up on J4X, with the fast trading at 70.9 and the slow at 66. So you see that strength in it. It's pushing it up. And then let's put it up over here. Let's see, where are we going? We're going with Swiss, right? Can we even get Swiss up on this thing? Let's see if we can get the Swiss up on there. ZS, maybe? No, that's not it. Oh, you know what that is? That's soybeans. Okay. No. No, I don't see it. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Let's see what that does. There it is, like that. But it's not giving us. It's just showing the movement up, and it's showing the weekly, but it's not showing the daily. It's a bad data feed there when it comes to the daily. They actually don't give us a lot of intraday data, daily data, just weekly data, which is really odd. All right, now from there we'll go over to the yen. Wow, 2 days ago was it? The yen took out the. Did we break the 150? So close, but so far away. 149.98 today. Ouch. Yesterday was 149.88. Wow. So the whole month, let's put that in there like that so you can see it, and then we'll put it up over here on J4X. Remember, traders, we can go to options. If you want to see options, we can start talking options. I just like to see somebody ask about the options, and then we'll start doing them, and then we'll finish off. So remember, traders, you want to talk about options? Just say, hey, let's talk options, and we'll go talk options. If not, I will do them at the end. We'll have a conversation about, as I like to say, everything you wanted to know about options, but you're afraid to ask. Learn all those scary words. You know what they mean. What does that scary word mean? Strike price. Oh no. Will I get beaten with a stick? I'll be stricken. Will I be stricken? Oh no. Okay, so there's the yen, and it's doing, like we said, we went into the weekly buy back in the 142s, back in here. And each week has stayed in that weekly buy. And all it does is go up, and away to that higher area. And same situation on J4X. You see that strength, and you can see the 85.4 on the fast, and 89.4 on the fast, and 86.1 on the slow. So it's being pulled up, and away. And then let's put it over here. Let's see if I can find it. Where is Japanese yen? And we'll put it up on the other thing. I see ZAR. How about that Lily yesterday? I just saw Lily. Didn't even know it broke the 500. I remember Lily would hang out in the the $40 area. People were always complaining, when's it going to take off? When's it going to take off? And now it's a $500 stock. That is so wild. Let's see, where is the yen? There it is. I got the yen. There we are. And that's not getting a data feed very well either. But we'll show it to you right there. You can see the weekly's just been banging away on the upside. And there's the daily. But the data feed doesn't collect the daily here, so we can feed it. That's why there's no dots on it. And so there's the action we're seeing there. And remember, traders, if you want to talk options, you can talk options. We just say, Doc, what about options? Or say options. You don't even have to say Doc. Just say options on a chat line, and I will start up on options. I have an idea every day of what we can talk about when it comes to options. Everything you wanted to know about options, but you're afraid to ask. Oh, no. Okay, so there's the yen, and we slide now over to the pal of the ruble, and that is the euro Turkish lira. Right there. And it's been, ever since they raised rates to 25%, it's really stabilized it, that's for sure. 25%. Whoa. All right. So to stabilize this thing, they had to pump the interest rates in Turkey up to 25%. And we're leery that will have much staying power, but we'll see. And as you can see there, oh, you can't see there. Let's do this. We'll put it up over here, right there. And there is Turkish lira. It does have feeds at times. It seems you see all the dots, so that means it is getting some feeds. And so we can emphasize it this way too. We can light it up. Let's light that puppy up. So we go like that, and then makes it easier to read. So you can see there, it's been pushed into the sell right there. There's your sell, and then back into a buy on a daily basis. And now it's, I don't know, that's the third. So I'm a little curious there. That's trying to tell us that. Let's look at it over here. And you can see it wasn't a buy yesterday and the day before, and now it's trying to go into the sell. And you can see J4X is starting to, nope, let's get that up there. And there is the Euro Turkish Lira right there. And it's been in the sell since yesterday also. Oh, no. Okay, so did it make it into the sell yesterday? So that was at 56, basically 1. And this is 56, 1. So it was kind of trapped. It looks like it was breaking down, actually. So that's 56.86. And this is 56.95. So it did. It's closed in a sell right there. And today it's going into its second day of sell. It's at 40.4 versus 51.9. So it did. It closed in a sell there yesterday. And this did not, did it? No, it did not. It's in a buy. And then today it's going into the sell. So J4X is ahead on this game right there. And so the pressure on the Euro Turkish Lira pairs trade is still leaking. And then when we go over to, I don't think this is updated, is it? I'm confused on this altogether. So there's a flat, there's that, and that, yeah, see, that looks like on our new platform, it doesn't look like it's updated today yet. So it looks like yesterday. So it was a couple days in the sell, 3 days in the sell, and then it goes into the buy off of that yesterday, and we're not really seeing today yet on the indicator. But it says it's the 3rd. But it doesn't show the 2nd. That's what's so confusing. Okay. Well, that's why it's a beta test at this point. Some things don't function as well, especially this cash situation. We're going to see if we can get a data feed from Dukascopy. This way, all our currencies will be running hot and steady and straight live. Yeah, imagine that. They'll be live with that. That'd be pretty cool. All right. So then you could use our algorithms and use Dukascopy's trading. All right. From there, we can, where can we go from there? So from there, we go over to the South African Rand. ZAR. And we do that because we're going to go look at the metals and the currencies at the same time. There it is right there, ZAR. South African Rand. I just saw it. There it is. Yeah, see, we're not getting any dots in there. So there's a few dots there, data there, but no dots there. And so there's we went into a weekly sell and went into a weekly buy, and now we're flirting with the weekly sell. And let's go over to here. Let's see what that's doing, and we'll look at J4X at the same time. And we're going to start options either way in 6 more minutes. So no problems there, traders. For those that don't want to say anything about options. There it is right there. You can see daily buy, daily buy. Let's put it up over here. Let's see, dollars are right there. Showing the strength, the daily buys. See that pressure here, so we assume automatically that gold is heading down. And you can see there, we're in 2 weeks in a weekly buy. Let's see what the J4X is pointing out on our weekly. Might be 3 weeks over there. Who knows? No, not yet. It's not. Yeah, it's in a weekly buy for 2 weeks. Okay, good. And then we go. We're just going to go like this. We'll put the daily back in there and leave that up on the screen. And then what we'll do is we'll go take a look at the metals complex. So let's jump over to the metals complex and we'll take a look at gold. I'm sure gold is going down today. Or let's put it this way, it should be. Just the way ZAR is moving. And there it is right there, yep, down a little bit. Pressure on, it closed in a weekly sell. So it's gonna skip, hesitate, and have its confusion over all together. In other words, it's with the South African Rand going up and the losing against the dollar, you get that type of pressure. And then here it is here on silver, same situation, daily sell for a bunch of days. Also, that's 6 days now, and we're going on the second week of a weekly sell. That pressure is on, and it actually went into the weekly sell right there. right there with the daily sell that day. It went into this sell. So it's been pressuring itself down nicely. Once it gets through, when the green line gets through the bottom of this manifold, it's a 99% chance it's going into a weekly sell. It's that high. And then we go over to the copper and look at the copper market. You can see yesterday it went into the daily sell. It was a big whipsaw that day. We've been in the weekly sell since here, and did that up and then down. Went into the buy here and it lifted for a couple of days and then failed and has rolled over. And so copper is having those issues where it cannot get going either. Now we go over to the last of them all, and that is platinum. And then we'll go look at some energy, and then we go right into the options at 10 after. Where's that? There's platinum. Oop. Let's just do that. There it is, platinum. And platinum is doing the same thing, showing that pressure. It's been in the weekly sell for 3 weeks now, and it's just not able to get its game together either. It's pressing down more and more and more. It does not have an interest in lifting up, and when interest rates rise, it does put pressure on the metals complex. It really does. It's unfortunate but true. So there we are. Oh yeah, a Democrat congressman was hijacked in Washington D.C. by gunpoint. Oh my God. Yeah, they say there's no crime in the cities. Okay. All right. Matter of fact, unfortunately, a reporter who was writing articles claiming that there is no crimes more or less anymore in the city, someone shot him last night in Philadelphia. That's really weird. So from there, we go over to energy, and there is crude oil. We're on a daily sell for 3 days, and we're going to put the Canadian up on the screen. That's what we look at. Dollar Canadian pairs trade when we're looking at the energy sector right there. And you can see it's been climbing up. And usually when it's climbing up, energy is going down. And sure enough, for a change, it's in sync again. Sometimes they break away from each other. And you can see it's flirting with a weekly sell too at the same time. And then we go and look at nat gas. We'll just save this. And so crude oil is showing that pressure. Bang, 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 bang. So then what we do is we go and look at, and we're going to look at Brent also at the same time, right after we look at natural gas. And there's natural gas. Natural gas went into the sell yesterday. It's trying to lift up a little bit here, and it is flirting with the weekly buy. So, the natural gas in the States is dirt cheap. It's $2.88 a cubic foot, whereas in Europe it's in the 26s. Now, what we do is we do go check out, let's just do this. We're going to switch over gears a little bit, and we're going to go look at an energy company out of Spain that usually matches what's going on in Europe. Let's see if we can find it here. There it is right there. And you can see here, well, looking good. It's pressing down. So we've gone from the $27.50 area down to the 25, flirting. And you can see it here also on J4X. Let's see, where is it at? It's right there. You see it's trying to break 25. And that's pretty good because that means natural gas in Europe is moving down. And that's a good thing. We especially going towards the winter months. And so then last but not least, we go and look at Brent. Let's put Brent up on there. I think that's a 6BF. That's a 6BF? No. It's something like BZF maybe. Yeah, there it is. Brent is playing with the 90 area, and you can see our daily is breaking into the sell there. Yesterday it went into the sell. I think that's yesterday's. We still have to get that thing adjusted. I know I was talking to my son about it this morning. Again, the beta is not aligned correctly. And you can see the weekly has been staying in the buy. And that is the Brent. So, all right, now we're going to slide over into the options universe. We're going to discuss options. And we've seen all the metals complex, so everybody is comfortable with they've seen all the algorithms that they need to see to trade options. That's pretty much the way I look at it. So let's do this. Let's minimize this and minimize this, and we're going to put this up on the screen. And what we did yesterday is we were looking at Lilly. Does anybody care to see a option discussion on any particular product? If not, I'll just go right to the S&P 500, because it's just as easy to just theoretically discuss the stock indices, because everybody's always paying attention to the S&P 500. Not there. Escape. There we are. It's right here. SPY. And that's the spider. That's the ETF. We also look at it through different eyes. You can see there it closed last night at 427.35. It's trading live right now at 424.45. It's down about 30 points. And we can take a quick look at it on our intraday work. And you can see here it's trading at 429, 4,297, 296. You know, that pressure is on it. It's moving down. It was around the 433 area this morning. Now we're at the 429 area. Just like the same thing here. It fell 3 points, and it's doing the same thing up there, 30 points. All right, now we've been talking about options, and let's make this even bigger here. There's the option screen, and there's the product itself where it closed last night, 427.35, and all these are closing prices right here of the calls. Right there, and these are all. We can go like this. We can show you all the closing prices of the puts. But let's have a conversation again, because we always try to act like as if people don't know about options. So there are two types of options. There's a call option, which goes up in value when the SPY, or the S&P 500, goes up in value itself. Then there's a put option, and that's the mirror image of the call option and does the reverse. And so just as you look in a mirror and left is right and right is left, same thing with calls and puts. And a put option, when the S&P 500 is rising and the call is making money, the put is losing money. And what part of the put is losing money? The premium. We call the premium. That is the price that you can buy and sell an option. So you can buy a call, you can sell a call, you can short a call. You can do all three of them. And the same thing with puts. You can buy a put, you can sell a put, or you can short the put, just like you short currencies or you go long currencies. And so when S&P 500 is going down, it's losing value. The put goes up in value. The put premium goes up in value and makes money. And the call premium loses money. Now, like I said, you can buy a call premium or you can sell a call premium. And so, or you can consider when you buy a call, you're buying the premium of the call. And when you're buying or selling a put, you're buying and selling the premium of the put. And that's what we call it. We call it a premium. Now, there's one more scary word or confusing word, and it's called a strike price. And what the strike price is it defines when the option will expire, because they're not forever. And so you can have like 1-day options, you can have 3-day options, you can have 5-day options, you can have 80-day options, you can have 2-year options, 3-year. I think they go out about 2 or 3 years. I think it's 2 years. 2 years full or 3 years, and they refer to them as leaps. But they're still options, and so you can trade options, be it today or binaries intraday, or you can do them on a weekly or monthly or quarterly or yearly value. You can do any one of those things. So that is the whole process of it in the end. Now, so you have a call, you have a put, you have the premium, which you buy or sell. That's how you trade it. And then you have the last thing of all, and that is the strike price, and that'll tell you if the call was going to expire today. It would be today is the 3rd of October, and it would be in October. In this case here, if we were looking at, these are the strike prices right here, as you can see right there, 14, 15, 16, 7, 417, 418, and these are prices that you can exercise the option to. And so obviously, if you owned a 427 call, the 427 call is $1.77 last night. That's where it settled. And obviously a 428 call is $1.26. It's a little bit cheaper. And obviously the 429 is a little bit cheaper at 85 cents. And the 430 call is at 0.55. It's basically 55 cents. And then if you go right now to where it's trading, the 424 call last night, it was $3.95. See? And if we go and look at the puts, let's put the putties up there. The putties are doing the same exact thing. And these options right there are the October 3rd options, which will expire at the end of today. Expires today, it says right there. And so when we look at the 427 put, and the product last night closed at 427.35, so basically the 427 put was worth $1.25. And the 425 put, which is obviously cheaper, is, because it's lower, not higher, is at 0.60 cents, whereas the 427 is at $1.25. And if we go up to the 429, is at $2.29. See? It's that same thing over and over again, price-wise. And so people trade in what they refer to as spreads sometimes. They buy one and sell the other. And so in other words, they may buy, if they were bearish, let's put it this way. Let's take a look at the technical chart. All right, we're going to slide over to the technical chart of the, let's just shrink this down, shall we? Yes, let's shrink this down. And move that over a little bit so you can see it right there. And then what we'll do is we'll put the, I guess we could, do we want to do so? Let's move that over a little bit more. Okay. And so when we go and look at, let's see, where's that? Let's see, that's fine. There we are. Let's get that up on the screen if I can figure out. Oh, yes, right there. There we are. So when we go over here like that, and we look at our technical analysis, this is where we combine together our algorithm. Right there, and we'll put it up on here. There it is. And so there it is. You can see right there, this has been in a weekly sell since like way back in here. Let's see if we can show it to you better. So in other words, if you were going to trade options and spreads or binaries, you want to play the downside. And so we've been in a daily sell since here and a weekly sell since back in here. So every time we go into a daily sell, you could put a put spread on. You could buy a put. In this case here, you could have bought the 27 put, days ago, or even higher. Probably at that point with the product up in the, it was much higher up. But if you buy, say, the 120, let's say we're just comparing it to today. So the 27 put is at $1.25. But now, as we speak live, the product is not trading at 427.35 like last night, but the product is trading at 425, so it's $2 cheaper. So let's take a look at what a 29 put. So the 29 put is where the 27 put is probably trading right now, and that is at $2.29. So it's made $1, or it's made about 40%. Now you could buy that and go sell a put underneath it, in other words, like in this case yesterday, maybe you would have sold the 425 put for 60 cents and paid $1.25 and paid 65 cents. Excuse me. Sorry about that sneeze. Now that's 65 cents, meaning that you could make $1.35. You're taking a risk of 2 to 1. You pay 65 and you can sell it the most you can make is $2, so 65 cents from $2 because it's $2 wide strike, and if we'd sold the 524, it would have been $3. If it had been the 523 minus the 427, so 423 minus 427 is $4 you could make. Now what you pay for that? What we know yesterday was you would have paid the 423 closed at 26 cents, and the 427 closed at 125, so it $100 to make $400. So that's a 3 to 1 ratio, and that's how we trade the spreads. It's how you trade the binaries, and you put those things on, and you don't have to always do them. It expires in one day. A lot of times, it's well worth buying 3 and 4 week options and putting spreads on, because at that point it can go up and down, or you can go by the binary and you could have gone like this. Let's say you thought it might be going down, but you didn't want to put out $100 to bet to make $300. So then you could have gone and done something like buy the 25 for 60 cents and sold in this case here, you could have sold the 22s, bought the 425 put, and sold the 422 put for 43 cents. With $300, you could, that's a $300 wide product. It's a spread, and for 43 cents or $43, you could make $300, which is $257. So you're risking $43 to make $257. And that's how options work. Now, I hope that makes some sense to some of you, and you can watch this video over again. And like I said, we've tried it. We'll always do at least 15 minutes of options, but if you want to hear more about options, just mention it at the beginning of the webinar, in the middle of the webinar, anytime you want, and say, here's a product I'm following, Doc. What should I do? And I can say, this is what the math says that can be done and how to trade it. And so that's how we play all this. So I think the title of today's conversation will be, we're going to use a lot of option titles now to bring in some option people who want to learn about options. So what are options? I think that's options. What are they? And I think that will be the title today. So this is Doc from North America saying, happy trails to you until we meet again, which will be tomorrow. Happy Hump Day. Happy trails to you, to our trading friends. Later, traders. Everybody have a safe and smart trading day. Ta-ta for now.